So we're back with another match ramble. This is another viewer request from my good friend Bishop, my good buddy. We watch wrestling very often and we hang out. He suggested for me to watch the match we're going to be talking about today, which is from New Japan Destruction 2010. We're going back this one, and we're going for the tag team absolute classic between the Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi, and Apollo 55, which is Prince Devitt, which is now known as Finn Balor, and Ryusuke Taguchi. I don't know how to pronounce his first name, apologies. So this is for the IWGP, either just the junior heavyweight tags or just the tags. This match, I think this point in the match though, so I don't know if at this time Kota and Kenny were both still in DDT, especially, I don't know, but it was still early on. And the athleticism they show in this match, the pair of them steals it, they steal the show. But I mean, this match is like 10-15 minutes. It is a classic. It's just a perfect example of tag team wrestling. You get people talk about these tag team matches that are, you know, for the ages. I'm never going to deny those qualities. This has to be in there. It just does. I mean, the start of it, so I feel like I liked how they established this very early on, was they established all four guys were just excellent. Like, they had 1v1 segments, and then like they started elaborating. It's got a phenomenal build to it in terms of momentum. I mean, Jesus, the match builds itself perfectly in the sense of they start singles, it becomes a, you know, when I'm going to call him Balor probably, but when he and Taguchi, they're both doing these arm like twists onto Kenny and they're tagging out doing it. It's brilliant. I love that. Kota specifically is so goddamn explosive here. It's so weird and nice, frankly, to see him at just such an athleticism level. And Kenny again, Kenny's just incredibly charismatic. The amount of cheers they were giving Kenny alone was incredible. Obviously, same with Devitt too. I mean, the pace of the match, it's got just a phenomenal build. Like, so the match is like 10-15 minutes. And as it just continues to go further, it just gets more and more wild, more and more manic. The air, every time someone goes to a top rope in this match, you know something sick is about to fucking happen in the best possible way. I mean, the air, Kenny gets the dives out the ring are brilliant. I mean, it's one of those matches where you just have to sit back and just admire, going, Jesus fucking Christ, this is incredible. And, like, the tag team, the main thing I've never really watched that much Golden Lovers. I'd love to, but I just haven't. And I've always wanted to know the lore, Golden Lovers lore, but, you know, that's extensive. Just purely from a technical wrestling point of view, the speed, and the unison these two guys, the wavelength they share is beyond comprehension. It is phenomenal. I mean, Kenny at this point still using the Hadouken as one of his finishing moves. I love that. The double 450 flip they do is just impeccable. There's no notes on that. And then even with Devitt and Taguchi, I mean, those two are a lot more effective, a lot more technical. They're not as quick. And they're nowhere near as quick as Kenny and Kota. But Jesus, the coup de grace that Devitt does, a lot of, you know, it's not really strike heavy. The dives Devitt does, Jesus, again, Taguchi, like, they both have this bit more of a technical aspect to them, like a bit more like, you know, the arm twists and stuff, for instance. And I do like that. They look like the more mature, like, you know, experienced wrestlers. But like I said, the match continues. As it longer goes on, they look not out of their depth, but more in the sense of they can't keep up with these two. They just can't. Like, I kind of like that. I kind of like that aspect where it's like Kenny and Kota don't make Devitt and Taguchi look bad here. They really don't. Obviously, what you expect. But they kind of just show, like, we're just too damn electric for you to cope. And I love that. And, like, the resilience Devitt specifically shows in the kickouts are worked excellently. That's what I like about it. There's a sequence towards the end. After the coup de grace and after the dives outside the ring, that's when the match, honestly, after that 450, the dual 450 Kenny and Kota do, the match just goes into one of the best tag team sequences I've ever seen, just in general. The finish to this match from the last 5 minutes of this match is just impeccable. There's no debate in my mind. It just is impeccable. I mean, Jesus. So, like, You got Kenny doing, well, not even V-triggers, just flying knees. Kota's drop kicks are just insane. Same with Balor. And then, Jesus, just the pins, the kick-outs. It's Kota with the explosiveness. Again, it just is Kota. And then, like, the constant saves by Taguchi and Kenny mainly. And then, like, they do a spot where they both roll into the corner to attack. I mean, it's kind of hard to break down this match because it's one of those matches where it's so damn fast. It's so damn quick. It's so damn snappy. It's like the Snapdragons, the back suplexes here are excellent. I mean, the match just, again, the build of it just gets out of control, but obviously in the best possible way, where it just goes wild, wild, wild. And Devitt and Taguchi are kind of struggling to keep up. They have to get forced to go out, they're kicking out, and then Kenny's taking them outside. Kota's continuing it. Kota hits it. Oh my God, the finish, I mean, the finish of Kenny and Kota getting the win after, like, so the thing is, Kenny and Kota win, they win the belts. And I think, again, as it was ending, the kickouts were just getting more and more brilliant. Kota selling it like, no! As you expect from the guy. And Jesus, as it just further goes on, you're like, this is just getting insane. This is getting insane. And, like, not in an not in, like, a, where you're like, oh, yeah, whatever, this is becoming bullshit. No, it genuinely doesn't. And to the point where, because it gets so wild, the finish kind of feels like, oh, okay. And the finish is great. The finish is just a basic, it wasn't even a one wing. It was a setup, I think. I forget what it was. Even when Devitt and Taguchi Apollo get the finish, they'd use FTRs. I think it's like, I forget what FTR's finisher called. I always forget. I don't think it's the Paradigm Shift. I think it's I forget what it's called. But point is, like, they hit that and that looked brutal, and like you think that's the finish. The kickouts work, the false finishes actually work, and it's very hard to do that in a wrestling match. Again, the main thing here is just the pace, and Kenny and Kota steal the show. Not that Taguchi and Devitt don't, but they just, with tag team wrestling, to have this athletic base. New Japan tag team wrestling is so different to any other tag team wrestling in the world. Even AEW wrestling, tag team wrestling. I love FTR. I love the Bucks. I love all these tag teams in AEW specifically, and even WWE's got some great tag teams. Fraxium are phenomenal when they're going. But Jesus, just New Japan's presentation of this athletic, like, this is the type of tag team wrestling I like. I really do. And I just think there's just so much more to marvel at here watching it. And that's what I really appreciated. Again, Kenny and Kota get the win. They steal the show. It looks like it's one of those matches where it feels like a star-making performance, but obviously I don't really know the context at the time to really say. But Jesus, it's just, if you like tag team wrestling and you've somehow never watched this, it's by far worth your time. It's one of the best tag matches I've ever seen. I really do mean that. I think it should have a larger legacy. It's definitely acknowledged for being great, and to me, obviously it should be, but it should have a bit more notoriety. It should be a bit more well-known, and that's what I kind of wish. But Jesus, it's one that I really liked. I really liked this match, and I just think early era Kenny and Kota is so damn special. New Japan Balor's great, and obviously Taguchi's no slouch here either. There's just so much charm, there's so much speed, there's so much, and frankly, there's just so much fucking energy. You can hear the crowd getting louder and louder and louder. It's just, for me, I've always said it, I love a good build, a natural, just good momentum-based build in a match in itself, and this has that in spades. I loved it. I really fucking loved this match. My Bishop just fucking absolutely nailed it with the pick, and I don't even know if he were meant to put the Destruction one, but Jesus, this one fucked. I'm glad I watched this. This is a fucking classic. Definitely worth your time. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Apollo 55 and the Golden Lovers tag match at Destruction 2010. Let me know what you think of the match. What's your opinion on the Golden Lovers? What's your opinion on Taguchi? What's your opinion on Balor? What's your opinion on anything involved? And if you have any match suggestions, again, let me know.